Hope everybody's doing well. So this is the October update for my first age domain case study. So in total, there was four articles published in October, which was just under 5,700 words. So the site's now got a total of 209 articles published. The traffic stats for October was all up across the board, which was positive. I know that there was a number of pretty aggressive Google algorithm updates. We had the helpful content update. There was a spam update, and I think in total that there was like three, maybe four. So I know it was a bit of a crazy month for algorithm update. So fingers crossed, seem to have come out of the updates okay, and not really been affected so far. So hopefully that continues. Um, Traffic stats across the boards, all up between like just under 13% to just under 17%. So users was just under 17, and page views was up just under 13%. So next, going to run through the usual, so Search Console, Google Analytics, Ahrefs, and I've also included SERPRobot on this one, just because I think it gives some pretty good insights on maybe what I need to focus on, over the next sort of few months. So first up is Search Console. So again, still, it's still continuing to slowly but surely head into the right direction. The number of impressions and clicks did get a half decent sort of leg up for October. So hopefully that continues going forwards. Google Analytics year to date, the same sort of story. It's been a slow sort of increase. Google Analytics. So this is the last 30 days versus the previous 30 days. So I already covered all of the stats on the initial summary. So started out well. It has sort of leveled off a little bit towards the end of the month. Ahrefs data. So as always, this is a comparison of last month September versus this month October. The main thing I'm really following is I just want to make sure that the number of organic keywords really continues to increase, which it is. I've still kept these kind of positions 1 to 10 and 1 to 20 in here just to carry on with the same format. Again, I just want to see that the positions increase month on month, which they have. So 563 versus 397 and 1425 versus 1082. So, I just want this organic keyword count to continue growing, and just to get more and more keywords really within the top 10 positions. SERPRobot. So I set this up. I set this up a little while ago. I was supposed to include it last month, but I just completely forgot. It obviously doesn't have all of the keywords here. So I think what I'd done initially is I just kind of exported a bunch from Ahrefs, and just kind of pasted it in. So it's not necessarily main keywords in here. It's a real mix, to be honest with you. So there's a bunch of variations and long tail. So this doesn't include the main keyword for every article, but I just thought I'd put some in there just to kind of see what sort of direction the site was moving in, and how it was looking for top 3 and top 10 positions overall. I think the most interesting thing here is that you can see here that a lot of keywords are on the first page, but they're not within the top 3 positions. And realistically, once you've gone beyond position 3 on the first page, there's not really much traffic there at all. So I certainly think that going forwards, the big kind of payoff task would be to go back into some of these articles that are sitting on the bottom or mid of page one, and look at updating those articles. It might be adding in a few more sections of content. Maybe I need to add in some images, add some more internal links. So I am going to do that, and I'm probably going to go through Google Search Console and look at what terms I'm getting impressions for, and just make sure that each article is optimized correctly for the high impression terms. So it's going to be a bit of a manual process. I've done it a few times before, and I've got a pretty decent system, but it is quite time consuming. I did see that there was a plugin as well for it, so I may have a look at that. But I think initially I'll probably do a bit of a test batch of maybe, I don't know, 20 or so articles using my process, and then just wait a little bit and see how they react. And if it works really well, I'll obviously try and go through as many of the articles as I can, because I think really at this stage, where it's got 200 articles on the site, it should be doing a lot better than what it is. I don't know if that's just me, where my expectations are too high for the site at this stage, but from my perspective, I think that the numbers at this point should be a lot higher than what they are. This is also quite interesting as well. So this is also from SERProbot, and I've noticed this. There's quite a lot of articles that just keep jumping in and out of the SERPs, and some of these, are not articles that have been published, last week or last couple of weeks, because that's kind of expected when, a lot of these fresh articles, they can kind of bounce in and out of the SERPs. But for whatever reason, I've got, there's some here as like an example, but I've got quite a few where they just, that they, like this one's an example. Like, so this one initially went in at rank 12, and then it disappeared, came back again as rank 9, and then it's disappeared again. So there's been quite a few of these now where, for whatever reason, they seem to be ranking, and then they disappear, and then they come back in. And like for some of them, they've got to be on, their fifth or sixth time of kind of dancing in and out of the SERPs. And yeah, I don't really know what that is. I don't know if it's just a case of they're just going to need a lot longer than what I would expect, or if I just need to maybe look at those articles in a bit more detail to see if there's an issue. But I'm pretty sure it's just Google being Google, to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. There's quite a lot of them as well, where a lot of them keep jumping from not found to ranking, and then back and forwards, back and forwards. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm not really sure what I can do about it for now, but it's obviously not affecting the majority of the articles. I'd probably say it's a small percentage at the moment, but yeah, certainly something I want to keep an eye on. P&L wise, nothing's really changed. I mean, the article batch was, or sorry, the article cost for the last batch was included in September. So for this month, the 4 articles published, that was included there. And I've still got another 3 or 4, I think, ready to publish, which will go in the November publishing for the site. So yeah, I think I think for now it just seems to make the most sense just to keep publishing the 4 articles, maybe until year end, just to give all of the articles a decent bit of time really to age in, because there's still quite a big bulk here that are barely 6 months old. So I think even when I start doing the updates, I'm probably going to try and look at this initial batch, because they've really had the most time. Like that, you know, come December, this batch here would have had a year, and then you know, this batch here would have had 10 months. So I think generally it's a good idea to give each article like 6 to 8 months. So I'm going to have to factor that in, you know, when I start going back in and doing some updates. Um, I don't know as well. Like at this point, I don't know if it's worth adding some ads onto the site. I mean, there's, you know, at this point with these traffic levels, I'm kind of looking at either Ezoic or, you know, or just AdSense on its own. But yeah, I don't know really. I mean, I did really want to wait, but I was also thinking, you know, even if I put Ezoic on it and it starts making, I don't know, like $7 a day or whatever, you know, that can still kind of pay for a few articles a month potentially. So maybe need to look at doing that as well. I know Ezoic's a bit of a pain to set up, at least from what I've kind of read about it. I've never actually used them before, but I've seen a lot of people kind of complain about setting it up. I don't know how I don't know how realistic that is as well, but so I might look at that potentially, but yeah, maybe something to look at for next month. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this month. So if you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll be back in a month's time with another update. Thank you very much.